Welcome back to another episode of Quick Picks with the Geek. I am your host, Bro Power the Geek. All right, next up we got Mairon, the legend Santos, taking on Francis Fire Marshall. And first off, these nicknames are setting some high expectations. The legend makes it sound like Mairon is already in the UFC Hall of Fame, and Fire Marshall, that's either an elite level of self-confidence or the most ironic nickname ever if he gets put out. But let's get into the breakdown. Mairon, the legend Santos. First up, we got Mairon Santos, the minus 400 favorite with a record of 14-1. This guy is young, explosive, and still a bit of a mystery at the UFC level. He hasn't faced a ton of resistance yet, but what we've seen so far has been impressive. He's got sharp striking, solid wrestling, and when he lets his hands go, he can be a real problem. One of the biggest things with Mairon is his patience, and sometimes it's a little too much patience. He's got the skills, but there are moments where he's waiting instead of taking over, which could be an issue against guys who push the pace. That said, his cardio is solid, so if he starts putting his foot on the gas more, he could be a real force in the division. The real question is how he handles a guy like Marshall, who isn't going to sit back and give him time to think. Francis Fire Marshall. On the other side, we got Francis Marshall, the plus 300 underdog with a record of 8-2. And look, the dude fights exactly like his nickname suggests. He comes forward, throws heavy shots, and is constantly looking to create chaos. He's aggressive, he's got power, and his wrestling is solid enough to mix things up when needed. But the issue with Marshall is that he sometimes walks straight into danger. He's hittable, and against a guy like Santos, who has crisp striking, that's not a great habit to have. He's also still developing. He's tough, but there have been moments where he's struggled against higher level competition. If he can make this a dirty, scrappy fight, he's got a path to victory. But if he lets Santos dictate the range and pace, he might be in for a long night. So, who wins? This fight really comes down to whether or not Marshall can make it ugly. Because if he lets Santos stay comfortable, Mairon is going to pick him apart. But if he turns this into a gritty, high-pressure fight, things could get interesting. That being said, I think Santos is the more skilled and well-rounded fighter. As long as he doesn't get caught waiting too much, he should be able to control this fight with his striking and overall game. Official pick. I'm rolling with Mairon, the legend Santos, but with low confidence. I think he has the tools to win, but he needs to take the initiative and not let Marshall turn this into a dogfight. If he fights smart, he should get the job done, but if he waits too much, Marshall could steal rounds. So expect some big swings, expect Marshall to bring the heat early, and expect me to be slightly stressed about this pick until the final bell. If you enjoyed this, go ahead and smash that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss a beat when the next video drops. And don't be shy. Leave a comment below and let me know who you got winning this fight. Let's see who really has the crystal ball around here. Until next time.